Collective, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Justice coming back at y'all with another energy read, another collective read. I appreciate every like, comment, share, and subscribe. Appreciate every single one of y'all. Every new subscriber, welcome to the team. If you need a personal with me, hit up Shamika-san with a C and Shamika@gmail.com. My prices are below, or should be. Hope this finds you at a resonating time. Remember, energy is timeless, and to take what resonates and please leave the motherfucking rest. We're going to keep those two cards out. Ancestors and angels of the highest white light, please bestow upon me with channeled, clear and concise channeled divine messages from my divine collective. Please and thank you, and I share. We're going to take all those cards out. So first card, we got a Six of Swords. Six of Swords can represent transition, moving on from something, moving towards something, but usually leaving things behind, or I think I'm taking the energy of that. A tall woman may be significant, so standing tall in your empowerment of self spiritually, or whether that's just nurturing your decisions, whether that's just affirming your worthiness in a situation, whether that's you standing tall in your belief of self, your belief for, this can go with spirituality, this can go for your nurturing of self, but I'm getting like a tall woman may be significant for a few people, but I'm taking the card for a general collective. And so the card represents to me standing tall in the aspect of your yin energy. So whatever that represents, considering a situation that you're transitioning from or moving on from or leaving behind, so to speak, right? With the Eight of Pentacles energy, this also represents a student energy, a master student energy, one that's willing to take a new venture or take something up in terms of learning or in terms of a cultivation of a new path, or it can represent so many things with the Eight of Pentacles, but a student energy, being willing to learn again, being willing to step into a new, even you take what resonates, but that's kind of what I'm getting. You're very beautiful and handsome, so it's a very affirming message. So like I said, the tall woman probably signifies standing tall and nurturing your aspects of yourself, your grounding aspects, your foundational aspects, whether that's foundational in terms of your beliefs of self, thoughts of self. It's usually what I'm focused on is usually awareness and perceptual awareness and spiritual awareness of self, so you can protect yourself, right? With divination abuser, there's a significance on people trying to get the scoop on you through tarot or through other people in real life. Well, that's just asking people about information on you. It doesn't have to be a digital or physical card reading, right? It could be somebody they go to that's either intuitive or somebody that's close to you that can give insight on you. With judgment energy, I think there's been judgment. I think there's been some type of, I'm hearing karmic development, domino effect of some kind, with people abusing some type of either authority, status, position, emotions of others to either get information or get some type of something about that. I'm gonna wait on that thought. Whether you have helped so many people through your mission already or you're meant to, let go of others' projections of you. They're only illusions. So I think people either are projecting illusions or they're not getting the most accurate information. I think a lot of people, there's some type of dire kind of energy. There's some type of, deprivation is what I'm getting from an outside collective energy. So maybe this is people outside of you, a person outside of you that's strongly in your energy, but it's almost a deprivation. So when I'm saying deprivation, it's almost like somebody's coming out of a sense of desperation. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna wait on that. People are haunted by how they treated you, which confirms that. With industry sacrifice, we're gonna wait on that. With the King of Pentacles, people's lies and smear campaigns are backfiring, and vampires need your validation to even be a vampire. So this is pretty much self-explanatory in terms of what I was questioning. So I think people definitely took upon your energy. With the King of Pentacles, this represents you and how maybe how other people view you. A King of Pentacles is someone that is seen as productive in providing for oneself in a more material sense, physical sense, and can maybe do that for that of others as well. So people saw you in this position, or it could be a current energy, more so like you're in a stabilized material position. It can represent a sense of an opportunity that can put you into that position, or it can represent a circumstance that you were in that energy of. It can be so many different things for such a wide collective, but this is self-explanatory in how people try to, with industry sacrifice, they either try to scapegoat you, put you down and out, shame you, some type of humiliation ritual. And when I say that, that can be gossiping, just huge gossip. Let's say you have like a traumatic experience, embarrassing situation. People bringing those things up, conjuring those things up purposely, can be a humiliation spell, and that can range as well. That's just one example. It's such a generality. You take what resonates, but with all these cards, it's like people projected onto you in some way out of a need. I don't know. I'm getting this, like, people need information on you to even project onto you. So it's like people either make up lies, or they take a half truth or a piece of truth and they turn it into something else, whether it's an assumption, projection, deflection, because they don't have that surplus of the information that fits the whole puzzle, I guess. So whatever I'm picking up on, I'm saying all this to say you're maybe, I say mysterious, that's a general word too, but there's something about your elusivity and how you move through situations that I guess maybe you're independent, maybe you don't speak out, maybe you don't, I mean, when I say don't speak out, maybe you don't express those innate things, maybe you don't trust people, maybe you don't, bring people in like that. But there's something elusive about you that people can't really, like, almost like, I get this analogy in my head, like hold you in their hand. It's like you slip every time, you slip right out. So you're a cult stopper. That can also represent you slipping out of traps that people set for you. That's also what I'm getting. That's a different message though. So take what resonates with a cult stopper. You grew up like the prophet Joseph was. That comes out a lot. So everything just works out for you, and people are enraged by this. So there was a favor on Joseph's life. There was an anointing on Joseph's life that had his family and siblings, especially his siblings, sell him out to slavery, right? Early on. He ends up being found out about and bestowed upon by actual royalty at that current time. I don't know if it was the king or the prince of, I forget whether it was the king or prince, but bestowed upon him and found, the reflection of that anointing upon him. And Joseph ends up becoming royalty at the end of the story, right? But there's a favor, an anointing, there's some calling over your life that has people acting a fool like this and needing to scoop on you in some way. And some people need that intentions to manipulate a situation for you. That's why I was kind of getting that intention too. Some people need that, whatever you're doing next, or whatever you're doing now, or whatever the scoop of that situation was, so they can flip whatever narrative they already had on you or are making on you. That can be significant. Some people just want to kind of have a grasp or control on you in terms of, and it doesn't always have to be manipulative. It could be somebody possessive of your energy, right? It could be so many different things. You just take what resonates. But isolation saved your life, and what I'm getting from that, you distancing or, kind of pouring back within, or there's a need to pour back within, instead of, you can't pour out from an empty cup, especially if you're a giver, healer. There's a necessity for you to have a full cup of your own to fill others. Like that, it makes sense, right? And if you don't, then you can't fulfill your job. You can't fulfill what makes you happy, or you can't fulfill what you do best. So that's a significant message for somebody. They can never stop the ordinance God placed over your life. There's a protection over your north node, following your north node. What a north node represents is your highest alignment going forward. So whatever that soul occupation, soul kind of predestined kind of anticipation, whether that's your envisioning for yourself or you have a soul mission that you may not even be aware of, whatever that is, the north node is your alignment to that future kind of position. 0909 was significant. You being able to end off cycles is significant at this time. You being able to walk away and pour back into your own cup, or just being able to set boundaries and pour back into your own cup, is significant at this time. With your success story, this is important for you to continue your success, whether that's you staying in a healthy embodiment state, whether that's that cup staying full even though you're still pouring some out. It can still stay full as long as you're still pouring back into yourself the right way, right? It's a balance. With the Two of Pentacles energy, this is exactly that. Balancing decisions, balancing stalemates that can represent those things. But with this represents balancing your self-love versus your love for others. A lot of times, sometimes we can have either a self-hatred or either sometimes it can be for some people this may be significant, a surplus of love, like almost more for others than for self. And that can be a distorted view with 1010 because they are reflecting you. It's an inward reflection outwardly. Um, and that can just create that distortion, whether you're seeking it outwardly, you're looking at it outwardly as if that's the reflection. That's the validation, but it's only the reflection of inwardly. It's just a message for somebody. So you're revered by many. There's a respect. So like I was saying, there's something that people want to know more about you. There's something about your name that's, a little mysterious. And I was saying that earlier, it's like generalized, but it's something that people want to put a cap on. They want to be able to hold it and be able to decipher it, dissect it. There's significance on that. It's a spiritual death trap going against you. I'm going to wait on that. With believing your dreams, you're worthy of completing this mission. So it's a death trap, people trying to go against your mission with the Most High God. Your power is seen and felt by many. It's meant to be. So there's nothing that's going to get in the way of that ordinance that, God is preparing you in stepping stones, whether you're at this portion, doing shadow work, or you're at this portion, perfecting your craft, whether that's your psyche, your vibration, your art, your whatever that gift is for you, whatever that mission is, or you're actually out here performing it. There's different steps we're all at differently, right? With new levels, new devils, there's a need for, either way, we're all ascending at some way in our journey to a bigger resistance point. And bigger, I don't know if that's necessarily the truth in terms of bigger. I think it's subjective, and I think a lot of times, even if it's quote unquote bigger, I think we amass ourselves past the resistance point. The prior resistance point that may have seemed bigger, but we've, if you're overcoming that, the one after that is probably not going to seem so big to a prior conscious awareness of self that may have viewed something more complex than it is. What I'm saying with that, I guess that was really fancy for me saying, new levels, new devils, you're a lot stronger than the last level, so the new devil, new resistance point isn't going to be as strong as a resistance as you may have thought it once was. It's subjective. That's all I was saying. With the Knight of Pentacles, I think this is pushing your responsibility levels, or there's a need for responsibility and consistency at this time, especially amidst, times of tribulation, when things want to push at you and make you want to not do something, make you want to be more lax, or make you want to take the more comfortable decision. Don't do it if you don't have to. Do not do it, because, if you when you can and you have to, that comfortable decision, it really comes in, right? But when you don't have to, it's like you don't know what compound interest you can create for yourself in terms of like taking the higher path or taking the harder path, where you can create some sense of momentum in terms of energy. Speaking in energy, because it's just such a general collective, just for us to, collect on that level, or connect, not collect. There's a need to collect yourself, integrate oneself into one's being. At this time, you're embarrassing all your enemies right now. I don't know what I'm getting from that with the full energy stepping out on faith. So I think a lot of people may doubt you or think you're a fool sometimes in a real way when you take a step of faith on the full energy. I feel like, or in the full energy. I feel like people look at you as a fool sometimes with a divine union and partnership, but you're unified with spirit. There's a sense of faith that you need to have, or unification with spirit to have that sense of faith, to go at whatever and take a leap of faith and know that you're gonna fucking win, right? But help is on its way. This is speaking to that divine union and partnership with spirit. That is your spiritual assistance, knowing that you have, unseen behind you, whether that's your own unwavering fucking faith and you don't see what's behind you. You may not be aware. I wasn't aware until I'm starting to become more aware now, but I wasn't aware. I was stepping out on faith, but there was a reason I had faith, right? So with the Five of Pentacles, there's a need to not have there's a need to collect oneself from lack thoughts, and lack thoughts is the biggest fight we all fight, right? Our own perpetuation of what we think is true, when it's usually us connotating those lack cycles. Ancestors are always with you. Speak up. And I'm getting with this, to kind of be honest, with oneself amidst your spirit team, or within yourself, whether you just have an honest conversation with yourself, an honest introspection with yourself. You just need to be honest. I think this is also a message for people in your past. People don't regret for how they treated you. There's a need for honesty within themselves. I think there's a lot of mirrored experiences happening in terms of people having to see the reflections of actions. You know, all of us do. You know what I mean? Right or wrong. You know, because even that's a subjective, you know, conversation for, you know, everybody amassed into a situation. You know, there can be a lot of rights and wrongs on both sides of one's field. I mean, that's just the balance of life. It's the paradox that we live in, but it's the perfect duality. There's something about duality, integrating one's duality into oneness, accepting the shadow and light, accepting the dark, especially the dark, accepting the fear and transmuting the fear into something else. You know, that's something easier said than done. But being able to look at the fear in the face is this first fucking step, right? Secret crush on you. You have a lot of hidden admirers, or it's a similar message to the last video. Like, you're more admired or respected than you think. And I think you need to give grace to yourself at this time. With, you know, there's more favor over your life, protection over your life than you think. With fertility, there's a need to check your blind spots amidst your abundant energy. Your auric field is meant to bring rainbows and sunshines into people's days. So whatever is hindering your energy is probably from some type of, like, either hindrance within yourself that you need to take care of. Whatever's stagnating your energy, because it's not supposed to be stagnating, is what I'm saying. With fertility followed out by your auric field is supposed to bring rainbows and sunshines into people's days. And check your blind spots. There's a need to check what's stagnating your energy. People, places, things, thoughts. Because you're meant to be in flow right now. And that's my last message for you all. If you need a personal with me, hit up Shamika Son with a C and Shamika at gmail.com, and I'd love to get with you guys. Appreciate you spending some time with me. All the likes, comments, shares, and subscribes are very much appreciated. And we're finna be at 11K soon. That's what's really funny. Like, we almost at 10.4 already. We just hit 10K, but just appreciative always. Just a reminder, humble appreciation. But it's your boy Justice.